Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 5. You might be wondering, this is a weird setup, but some of you guys might remember we were using this sort of setup before the season started when we were going over like posters and stuff, because I think this setup is almost like a reaction video, but to like photos, if that makes sense. So we did it with like some of the various photos, like the Batwoman reveal, the Flash Season 5 poster with the new suit and stuff like that. So yeah, this has been like a style we've used back in the day, but we haven't used it for a couple of months now. But in this video, as you can tell by the thumbnail, as you can tell by the title, as you can tell by my face, it just screams this topic, I guess. We're going to be looking at the first official live action look at Godspeed. Now this is quote unquote leaked, if you want to use that term. So we're basically going to bring it up on screen right now. For me at least, I'm looking at it right now, and you can see it on screen. It should be right there. It should be there. It should be just there. It should be over there somewhere. So here it is. This is Godspeed. Now you might be wondering, oh my god, this is some cosplay crap. This is fake. This is on set of The Flash. Now, if you watch my video, not even from 24 hours ago, it's probably like maybe just over 12 hours from now, maybe like 14 hours, 16 hours from before this video came out, you would know we discussed that Godspeed was on set. Now, I got called a liar. I got called that I was milking for views. I was clickbaiting. Well, people that were saying that, suck on that. Yeah, I just got to be honest. Suck on that. I told you I was telling the truth. People said I was lying, and here's the physical proof that I was telling the truth. Godspeed was on set, and basically, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy that I was right. Not necessarily happy that Godspeed was on set. I'm just happy that I was right, and I guess you could say dabbed on them haters. Are we still using that, or is that a bit last year? Anyway, back to Godspeed. So let's just completely talk about his suit, because even though, as you guys would know, I'm not the biggest Godspeed fan. I'm not getting a tattoo on my arm with him. I'm not, praying to him at night. I'm not that type of Godspeed fan. He's an okay character. However, his suit here, we'll talk about how it translates to live action, but it is the most comic accurate suit I think we have in the Arrowverse. I think it is. It has to be. And that has its pros and its cons, which we'll jump into in a second in regards to being accurate. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, I can't believe they actually went for it. And I'll talk about what I thought they were going to go for. But just look at it. Like, it is Godspeed from the comics. They've legit gone for Godspeed from the comics, which I was sort of surprised. I was almost shocked when I saw it. I wasn't shocked seeing Godspeed, but I was shocked seeing them actually go for this style of suit in live action. So, you know what? Go hard or go home. That's the best way to put it. And they went hard, and they're shooting in Vancouver, so they're home. So you just got to give them a bit of a round of applause for that, because people would scare off from that. We've seen it with other shows, like basically all the shows. Even The Flash itself is can shy away from being accurate to the comics with some characters in regards to how they look. And I thought Godspeed was going to be one of those characters that they would actually shy away and not go full on comic book accuracy with. But they went there, and you just got to give them the kudos when they, deserve it. Some of the things I don't think necessarily work that well with the suit crossing over to live action, probably the headpiece. It just looks okay. This photo doesn't really give you the best look at it. I think the rest of the suit, you get a good, decent look at it, like the arms, the legs, even like the crest on the middle, looks like the comics. The headpiece, they've obviously tried to make it like the comics. It just looks a bit strange, but it just could be this angle. We've only got the one angle. The head, as we know from the Season 5 suit, you need multiple angles. Like, some angles it can look amazing, some angles it can look average, some angles it can look terrible. So we'd need more angles or see it in live action to fully judge the headpiece. But that's probably the only thing where I'm looking at it going, okay, maybe that didn't work too well. But it does look like it's almost like an actual mask. It's not like it's not a cowl, it's like a mask. But it's not even like the Zoom one, because the Zoom one went over his full head, and that was still technically like a cowl. But this one almost looks like it's almost like what Grant has, where he has like a swimming cap that goes on top, and he has like a helmet for the Flash suit this season. It almost seems like that, except it's like a mask that goes on the front and maybe like clips on at the back or something, with like Velcro or something along those lines. That's what it almost looks like, to be completely honest. But yeah, I'll bring him up on screen right now, comparison to the comic book and the this live action one, they've gone pretty damn close to nailing it and just hitting a home run. So as I said, you got to give them a round of applause for that, regardless of how you think it necessarily looks in live action, just compared to other suits. But we will jump into that now. as I was saying, I sort of like thought they might have gone a different way. So you can look at the suit now, and it almost looks like it's a very like a leathery sort of thing. Like they've gone back to. It almost looks like something that like a person would wear on Arrow, if that makes sense, or even like Supergirl as well, like that type of texture. The Flash tends to go for like different textures, and as we've seen this year with Barry's suit, it's like a spandex, which we've also seen with Batwoman's suit, and also Nia Nal or Dreamer on Supergirl this season as well. They almost like. I thought they were completely transitioning to like a spandex type of thing for their suits, whether that was like cost efficient or it just was better for the actors to wear. So I thought if they were going to do Godspeed, they would do that. And white could have looked a bit weird with the spandex, so maybe they could have gone like for a very light grey. But they've gone for this like leather thing. But it just still does look different than maybe what like you know Reverse Flash, and Zoom wore in previous seasons. But as I said, this photo, it's hard to tell exactly what they're going for. The material on the gloves, though, look cool. Like, the gold bits look cool, especially the gloves. And it makes you think, hey, if Godspeed can run around with those gold gloves, why can't Barry run around with those, you know, yellow or gold boots? Makes you think about that. But yeah, so if you watched my video from earlier on today, I guess you could say, as I said, like around 16 hours ago, the scene I talked about where Godspeed was there is that he chased both Nora and a new character called Leah, caught up to them and actually killed Leah. So this Godspeed isn't like an anti-hero. He is a murderer. He goes and kills another. We should presume that Leah is a speedster because the Leah character is Leah Nelson from the comics, who is a holder of the Flash, you know, mantle, I guess you could say, or uses the mantle of the Flash on Earth 9. So I'd have to guess that she's going to be a speedster on the show as well, and her and Nora are running away from Godspeed, and well, Godspeed catches up and kills them. But as we can see from this set photo here, which is, you know, Nora when she's actually interacting with Godspeed, Nora has her long, like French braided hair, which obviously should indicate that we're getting maybe flashbacks before Nora actually traveled back, you know, during season 4 and then right at the end of season 4 and then stuck around into season 5. That's what it seems like it's going to be happening here. Now, the episode is entitled Godspeed, so you wouldn't think this would just be, you know, this would just be one scene with Godspeed. That doesn't seem like it would make sense. So I'm interested to see how they incorporate that, seeing that it is like a past version of Nora that seems to be interacting with Godspeed, unless maybe he's there in the, you know, some flashbacks, if you want to call it, with Nora, but then there's also in the present day future with the present day Nora. You know what I mean by that. The Nora we're hanging out with this season also interacts with this Godspeed maybe in this episode as well. But regardless, it should be interesting to just see how it all plays out and all of that. And, you know, it is just happy that I'm just happy that we did get some visual confirmation that Godspeed was there, because, you know, you could only go off my word from what I was saying in the video. I was the only one that really had any sort of evidence around it and details and stuff. And I was just sort of, I just wanted some like visual evidence to show people, so I wasn't going like days or something, or until the episode actually came out before Godspeed was seen. So it's good that we actually do get this look at it. Now, Godspeed isn't actually the only villain that's actually referenced in these set photos, or seen in these set photos, might I say, you know, from the 2049 stuff, or maybe, yeah, 2049. Was that 2049? I was going to say 2048, be a bit edgy and go a year back, but, you know, because of the Nora braided hair, but we'll just say it's 2049. There was actually like a bus stop, or like an advertisement that is for the Flash Museum. I'm just looking at it now, and it's called, the exhibition is called Razor, A Cutting Edge, and it says now featuring at the Flash Museum. Now, Razor is a Flash villain. Essentially, he's this like big dude who, like, what's the best way to put it? He's like extremely slippery. Like, he has no friction. There's no friction around him. It's a stupid villain. Like, let's be completely honest, but he has like no friction around him, so he's like, you know, Teflon, like nothing sticks, you know, that whole thing. He's like, God knows how many times less sticky than Teflon, or less, you know, more non-stick than Teflon. And he basically has these like razors on his arms, and I think on his limbs, so he can actually like grip onto stuff because he is so slippery. Stupid villain. Like, let's just be completely honest. You know, it's a silly villain. It's a very, that's like a typical comic book villain. Something that just seems like super lame, but would somehow still be threatening and dangerous in the comic book world. But he is there, and they do have a feature of him. They have like a panel from the comics as well. Does this mean we're getting Razor? We might get it next season. Who knows? They might do Razor next season just to time with this. Who knows what they're going to do? But they do have a little, like, yeah, a little, you know, another fleshing out of another villain in the Flash universe that we might not see, or we might see next season. Now, in regards to who is playing Godspeed, a lot of people ask me this because in my video I did allude to the fact that I did know who was actually under the Godspeed suit. So the person who's under the Godspeed suit at the moment is a stunt actor. Now, this stunt actor is the same dude who was the stunt actor for Zoom back in season 2, and he's done some Arrow as well. I think he might have been the Prometheus stunt double in season 5 of Arrow. And if you watch the 150th episode of Arrow, remember Chimera, that vigilante hunter? He was actually the stunt person for Chimera, and he was also Chimera when they took off the mask. So that person that was under the mask with Chimera, that was Ryan Handley. He's a stunt actor. So he was the Zoom stunt actor, I think the Prometheus one, Chimera, and he's also Godspeed. Now, we don't know what they're going to do with Godspeed, whether they're going to unmask him, whether they're saving him for the future, or if he's just for this episode. If that's the case, they might unmask him and make him August Hart or Godspeed in this episode. We don't know. You know, we're going off limited information here. But if you did want to know just who at the moment is filling that that Godspeed suit out, might I say, it is Ryan Handley, and I will leave his Instagram link down below if you want to go check it out and you can see all the work he has done. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. But I will leave the link to the source for these photos in the description down below. Be sure to go check him out. I will also leave the link to Canada Graph's blog where he went over basically everything around these scenes as well. If you've not checked that out, and there's more set photos involved with him as well down there. So those links that are relevant will be down in the description down below. If you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think of this suit? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you dislike it? Or do you just have some minor issues? As I said, I think they've actually done a pretty decent job transferring it to live action. The only thing that makes me go, not too sure about that is maybe the mask. But honestly, I think they exceeded my expectations because I wasn't too sure how they were going to handle it. But I think they've done a pretty damn good job. But yeah, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.